Why is fiction getting so much worse and not as well written as it used to be? The tools are there for you. I think that a lot of people are just not using them or taking the time to learn them. I was watching Rick Beato, and the same things he talks about with the music industry are happening to the fiction industry. Sometimes when I pick up a book, it's really not that good. Now, don't get me wrong. There are some authors out there who are doing an astounding job, but others that I pick up and I'm like, why do people pay for this? Because it's not well written, it's not compelling, the grammar is all over the place, and the author, to me, did not really try that hard.
Why is this happening?
Number one, books are way too easy to create. Don't even get me started on AI and how you can just spit out whatever you want. Anybody with a computer can create a book and release it. That's a great thing because that means all these voices that might not have otherwise been heard have a chance out in the marketplace and can be read.
Because I have a right to be and I have a voice!
Yes, you do.
But that also means that all the people that haven't learned their craft, that haven't tried to really be a great fiction writer, who just had an idea, slapped it on the paper, didn't even edit it, and put it out there, they can also have their books out there. There's 20 million books on Amazon. So if you're a brand new author, you're this one little lonely hand among a sea of 20 million. And how many of those 20 million do you think are really exceptionally well-written books? Not that many.
You know where that come from? Watching that damn TV.
Back when I was first trying to get published, there were basically gatekeepers. There were agents and there were publishers. It was super, super hard to get published if you didn't have an agent and if you didn't sell to one of the publishers at that time. They controlled the marketplace. Yes, ebooks coming along, Kindle coming along, and Amazon and all of that they did make it a lot easier for a lot of us to get our books out there, because when it was just controlled by the big six, there were only so many slots. But once you open those floodgates, you let in a lot of people who definitely didn't take the time to learn their craft. Listen, writing a book shouldn't be that easy. If you just bang it out and put it up on the internet, then maybe you might have missed a few editing steps. I've written more than 100 books, published at least 85. I think it's actually closer to 90. And I will tell you that every single book had its own challenge. Every single book went through at least 3 edits. Every single book had an opportunity to be better the next time I went through it. I learned from editors. I learned from critique partners. I learned and I took in that criticism as hard as it was, because trust me, nobody likes hearing criticism. And I applied it to become a better writer. There is a reason it took me 10 books in 8 years to sell my first one. If I went out to be an author today, I could have just put the first one out there, which was a terrible book, by the way, and never should have been published. I could have just put it out there and got it on the internet, and boom, I was an author. Instead, I paid my dues, I learned, I went to classes, I took in as much information as I possibly could. The other key factor here is that there's too much information. There are a lot of writing instructors out there that don't really have any experience. Some of them haven't even published a single book.
What?
Never mind multiple books. And I will tell you, nothing teaches you how to write a book better than writing a book and doing it more than once, because you learn so much in just finishing the project. I really would not feel comfortable working with a contractor who had never actually finished building a house. Building a house takes a lot of steps, a lot of knowledge, a lot of bringing in all these different skill sets in order to accomplish that project. It's the same with a book in terms of pacing and show not tell and working in the goal and creating deep characters and really giving the reader, here's the key.
This is the best part.
Here's why I think it's so important to learn how to write a good book. Giving the reader something that is impactful for the value of the time they are giving you. It is our job as authors to make sure that when a reader picks up our book and spends 3-4 hours with it, that it is worth those 3-4 hours they aren't spending with their kids, with their spouse, with their job, with their dying grandma. They're choosing to spend it with you. So it is your job to write a product that is worth that investment of time. I'm not talking about the price of your book. Time is the one thing that you just can't buy back. You can't go, I want those 4 hours back I spent with that book. So it's your job to be a better author. And most of all, to try the hardest you possibly can with this book and then try even harder with the next one. Am I always achieving that? Absolutely not. Nobody is perfect and nobody puts out an excellent product every single solitary time they get up to bat. My goal was to look at the criticism I would get back from editors or agents and say, okay, how can I do this better? Every single time I sit down to write a book, I feel like it's going to be a piece of crap, that it's not going to come out the way that I want it to, and that I don't have the chomps to do what I need to do. I suffer from the same insecurities and anxieties about writing a book as you do. I want to be better with every single book because I read these amazing authors who really make me want to be better at my craft. That's why I think it's so important that we all try harder. And my whole goal with this channel here is to teach you. Is it going to be easy? Absolutely not. Are you going to get frustrated? Positively. Are you going to struggle with a lot of words and second guess what you put on the page? Definitely. And I think that's okay. I do it every single day. I don't think it's wrong to really perfect your craft. And I think if you don't do that, you are doing the gift that you have been given of storytelling a disservice. Not everybody can tell a story. Not everybody can be a writer. Not everybody can be an artist or an NBA player. And when you have a gift like that of storytelling, you need to respect it by treating it as something that you are going to work hard at. Put in those 10,000 hours that Malcolm Gladwell talks about. Don't settle for okay. Don't settle for good enough. Work harder to be better. And to learn how to write a stronger, more powerful book, check out this video right here, because everything I talk about on this channel is teaching you how to be not just a better author, but an amazing author.